there are other people or other aliens, other beings to our under the craft. And this is that clip, y'all. We're constantly covering wild UFO sightings on this channel. And while we've seen them zip on by, we've seen them crash land or just land or even be shot down, one question that never gets answered is actually about the inhabitants. And while we wait for the government to trickle down UFO information every month now, there's no guarantee they're gonna give us that specific detail. But what if they've already let it slip? Today we're taking a look back at the Skinny Bob alien legend as new videos have seemingly surfaced. Now we all remember the original lore of Skinny Bob appearing on Ivan0135's channel with no explanation, with fantastic videos that includes sometimes the craft itself that these things were flying, alright, which extrapolates a little bit more in these newer videos. We even see the creatures that are called EBINs, extraterrestrial biological entities, which is fascinating. And there was a lot of debate about these videos on whether they were real or fake, mainly because people were saying that the filters were added on top of them later. However, something that we've talked about before on this channel and that has been mentioned by professionals that looked at this, VFX artists that have looked at these clips, these could have been taken and then re-uploaded with these filters added to kind of hide them in the mix and not have them taken down. As we see, some of these clips do get taken down, like the pyramid UFO that we can never freaking post, right? Here we have another one. It shows Skinny Bob's full body. We see his head. Another thing that is debated is like, oh, well, this was CGI. These blinks, this looks more like an animatronic. It's so realistic. The anatomical features look accurate. The fingers, the hands, it's so much. For this time when this came out, 2011-ish, I mean, don't get me wrong, we could have produced something like this if we had a Hollywood millionaire's budget, which I don't think Ivan did. I mean, there's more into the reasons why I believe this, but I find it so fascinating that all these years later, we got new clips from this channel, QTECQOT or QTECQOT, which I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole and I ended up looking up QTech and then QTech like Project QOT to see if anything came up, or even Project Ivan and 0135. And the results were baffling, maybe a bit coincidental. I haven't started putting the pieces together yet because that's a whole different rabbit hole I want to go into tonight. And maybe it's just the way my brain works. But when I saw the QTECQOT, I thought of Q technology and a project in it. And then when we look at Ivan, it's Ivan0135. And when we look at the metadata of these videos, 0135 is a relevant and important number. It's the location. Oh, no, the location instead is unclear. I don't understand the connection. Again, I looked up those references and I'm going to piece it together later, but it's fascinating. This is the first new clip. And instead of just showing Bob right away, which we will get into more Skinny Bob videos, it shows the craft itself. And I find this absolutely fascinating. The fact that there were 7 videotapes, and even from the original files, Ivan mentioned that there were 7 videotapes that ran concurrently. This is saying that same thing. Maybe we'll get more information as disclosure is released that'll corroborate this. But I was concerned at first because I'm watching this. Sorry, we're watching this together. I want to see this UFO with you guys. But I was concerned at first because now with the advent of AI, some of this stuff could be much more easily faked. But why this clip in particular intrigued me and set me down the rabbit hole of really looking into this and investigating a little more was this particular craft. How do I explain this? This weird silver craft, it's not the first time we've seen something like this. If you guys remember, a very similar craft was leaked, we say, from the old BAASS leak, if you guys remember that. It was this report from a private contractor that had some fascinating information in it, and at first we were doubtful, but eventually the government declassified information that corroborated this with these images. And within that corroboration and these file release, there were several craft and images that had these silver and gold metallic, or I would say living metal, the way Bigelow Aerospace says it, that look very similar to this new version of these Skinny Bob clips that looks very much like that gold and silver image that we saw released from the government, which corroborates the BAASS file leak. How could this be that level of accuracy? Like, if you fake something, this is insane to me. That was wild. Now you can see there's a lot of Russian text and Russian overlays on these videos. You see that in the Ivan clips as well. And I find it interesting because when we consider the time that all of this took place with our espionage and our Cold Wars and all the information that was going all over the world as we were spying on each other, it would make sense that this would be vaulted up elsewhere as a form of maybe blackmail? I don't know. So this is another Skinny Bob clip. You're actually going to see more of an Eben. I found this very interesting because if you guys remember from the original Skinny Bob clips, there was like a family of Ebens that came out of a craft. There was multiple. It wasn't just one. This is... Do you guys remember... Oh my god. Do you guys remember when we were doing a video very recently and I talked on Skinny Bob again, and I said, I remember there specifically being more videos when Skinny Bob came up, and one of the videos was with the craft, and you could actually see people and maybe even aliens under the craft. And this is that clip that I told you guys however long ago we covered this. This was only released a month ago. I know you guys remember that video, me saying, when we were talking about Skinny Bob, however long ago, that I remember this specific clip, and it was no longer on Ivan0135's channel. I said I remember this section being full. I even went back at the Wayback Machine, and it wasn't crawled until 2022, and by then, it was only 4 videos. I remember seeing this clip, and I know you guys remember me talking about it on the channel because I've seen you guys mention this particular thing in the comments, which is what led me to find these new Skinny Bob clips. This is that video. And because this is that video, and I remember seeing this video in 2011, I feel more confident that this is an accurate representation of what's going on and that this isn't being faked. I mean, again, the BAASS report and the UFO files released by the government seem to corroborate these strange metallic discs, or it's craft. We'll say craft because according to Bigelow and the government, they can change shape and size, and inside they are much bigger than how they appear outside. Now this clip appears a little off to me, but it looks like Skinny Bob. It looks like a more mature Skinny Bob, and like I said, there were multiple. I remember seeing this clip, and there were other people or other aliens, other beings, to our left watching the video. And I remember that in the original as well. This is so mind-blowing to me. I know maybe you guys aren't as aware, maybe not everyone has seen the Skinny Bob clips when they originally came out, but to me, seeing these videos that I had seen before that then went missing makes me feel like this is legit. Like, I don't care what anyone says. To me, this is now legit. Because I even mentioned to you guys before this even came out about that video with the craft, with the aliens underneath it, and here we are seeing it. And it makes me wonder where this person got the information and got the videos. Is it also Ivan? Has that person been the person leaking out information that remains anonymous, and they're trying their best to leak without being found? Because after Ivan released those videos, never seen again. And from the way this channel looks, it looks like we're never going to see them again either. And some people are like, oh, well, like the money. This channel's not monetized. It doesn't look like it's trying to monetize. They meet more than enough for the requirements, so they could. So they're not making money off of this either. And that, to me, I feel like compounds my suspicion that this could be a legit thing. Let's check out their next new clip. I don't think I've seen this one. I did check out the other ones because I wanted to see if this video was worth making. And again, that clip that showed the craft and then the the beings underneath, that was it for me. That was enough to say, yeah, I'm making this video. This is like, I'm fascinated and I'm shook, and maybe it even adds credence to the alien interview, which is something that gets hotly debated. And again, I want to point out, is this inside of the craft? Oh, this is fascinating. I think this is inside of the craft. This is something we've only heard stories of. But from what we've heard and even what the government has said, when they were looking around, it looks how the inside of the crafts are described. I feel like this is it. That's fascinating. Wow, are those seats? Consoles that interact with their mind? Pods to sleep in? I mean, not much clarity. Makes total sense. If we think about, hypothetically speaking, let's assume this is real. If we think about when and how these videos were filmed, it makes a lot of sense that this is the quality. That we don't have 4K red cameras back in the 60s and 40s to 60s. So I totally get it. But this is a fascinating clip. I've also seen, ever since this came out, again, this is going to be hotly debated, especially if you're younger. Like, I'm pushing 40, so I've seen things. I remember things that aired in the 90s and the 2000s. This is wild to me. How anatomically accurate this looks, placing that on the finger. I mean, the fact that because some people are saying, like, oh, it's made with AI. AI can barely do hands now. I don't think it's going to be able to do an alien hand. And when we make costumes, like, we can't make our fingers and our limbs thinner. I don't know, guys. I don't know. But again, I've been around for a while, so I know the things that aired in the 90s. I remember watching them. I remember having the books with alien imagery of things that we see today, and people are like, oh, that's fake or made with AI. I'm like, no, I remember seeing that when I was little. And I do remember seeing that craft video with the Skinny Bob video. Like, they were all in one place when I first saw them. I feel like it was before Ivan's channel. However, a lot of time has passed. My memory could be fooling me a little bit, but I specifically remember that. I remember talking to you guys about it, and now I'm fascinated by again, that's what pulled me into this. When someone said in the comments, hey, that video that you're talking about with the craft, it was actually just uploaded. I'm like, what? And now I'm going back and seeing, and I'm like, oh, I have to make this video, because that is the clip that I saw. And to me, it really adds credence to everything we saw here. Again, the BAASS reports and the government release of documents with corroboration, that just really also solidifies it for me. I think this is fascinating. This may be the best proof we have. If QTECQOT disappears after this also, I feel like it really drives it home. Someone who's going to fake this. Again, granted, now, with the new tech, things are more easily faked. But like I said, I do feel like I saw that clip before. So these may just be original clips that were released before, removed, and now they're released again. And if that's the case, it was not as easy to fake in 2011 It wasn't as easy to fake in the 90s. It wasn't as easy or inexpensive. Like, you'd have to have a lot of money. So then for you to produce this and waste all of the time, effort, and money it would take to then not monetize or make money back, or at least try to capitalize on the fame, that doesn't make sense to me. That does not click. Especially if QTech disappears, I think it's authentic. And I am, again, there may be no correlation, it may be coincidence, but I'm going to look more into the name QTech and QOT, because the stuff that I found, the coincidences were very weird. and I don't believe in so many coincidences, so it's like, too many coincidences is going to lead into a conspiracy, and I'm definitely going to go down that rabbit hole. And if I find anything interesting, I'll make a follow-up. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments below. Guys, let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. I don't want to be alone in this conversation because I'm shook and I'm a little confused, and I genuinely believe this, and it's kind of cool and kind of off-putting, and I just wish, I hope that our next batch of UFO disclosure files either adds credence to this or shuts it up by showing entities, and maybe they don't even look like that, but give us something. At this point, we're gonna go into a frenzy and we need some damn answers. Y'all, smash like if you made it this far. I'll see you in the next one.